Welcome back. The Texas Rangers are on the road in Houston taking on the Astros. It's game one of the ALCS. Our favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Hopefully you guys didn't miss us too much as MLB had a couple days off as they transitioned from the divisional series to the ALCS. But the last time you saw us for baseball, a 1-0 day. I delivered an Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's basically the only person on the Braves to show up. He hit a home run. We'll take that cash. We went 1-0, and hopefully we can continue to go 1-0. We aren't going to have a lot of slates with two picks because there's normally only one game on, although tomorrow there are two, which we'll have two picks for that. But before we dive into our favorite picks today for this game one, I do want to talk about PointsBet. You can get new users can get up to $1,000 in second chance bets for 10 days. Take advantage of it. Details down below. You sign up with our link in the description. You deposit and you bet, and you get your stake back up to $1,000 over 10 days. Take advantage. Look at all the details down below. But Logan, I'm going to let you cover this series mostly, and I'm going to let you pick the first one. What game are you going in? What are you picking this weekend?
Yeah, in this game one, I'm taking the value, and I'm taking the team that I've backed most of the playoffs. I'm taking the Rangers on the money line, plus 122 odds on Caesars, currently your best value there. Now, I regretted fading the Rangers in their closeout game versus Baltimore. I was like, what am I doing? Come on, man. I trusted the Rangers all playoff long. We were making absolute bank every time they were plus money, and I just don't think there's a reason to switch it up. Yes, we know the Astros. They're the juggernaut Astros, and they just win in playoffs. But Texas is clicking at the right time, and they're no strangers to winning on the road in the playoffs. Could we see a world in which the Rangers steal game one? Absolutely. With this matchup, definitely anything can happen. Let's talk about starting pitching. Who's starting for the Astros today? It's Justin Verlander. 0 ERA and a 1.17 whip in the postseason so far for Justin Verlander. Obviously, limited sample size. You got one game pitched against the Minnesota Twins. Doesn't count because the Twins are they're bad. No, just kidding. No shots fired at the Twins. But we have to go back. We have to look at Verlander's last four starts at home to try to find some vulnerability there. Like, is he just this 0 ERA guy that he was, prior in several postseasons, or can we find some vulnerability? I'm looking at his last four home starts, and I can say there's numbers here that can definitely make me think Texas can get to him. 0 earned runs versus the Twins, as I told you. We cooked them. Twins offense hasn't been strong or consistent much of the year. You got 3 earned runs versus Baltimore. Good offense. 5 earned runs versus the A's. Ooh. And then 6 earned runs versus the Yankees. Ooh. Yeah, so you can see that he hasn't been as strong as you might think at home, and there's definitely some vulnerability. Now, back on September 6th, Verlander went 7 innings pitched, only allowed 1 earned run to Texas. Given his shaky starts at home, I'm expecting Texas to make some adjustments this time around and hit Verlander. We know that's kind of how these players go back and dissect the film. They have extra time to prepare for Verlander specifically. They can go back and look. All right, when he went 7 innings and only allowed 1 earned run to us, what were we doing wrong? What was he getting us out on? Those sorts of things, and they can go back and sort of fix it and be prepared this time around. Verlander isn't missing enough bats either this year to assure me that he was the ace that he once was and why he commands this, minus 140 on the money line price. Look, I mean, that's actually kind of suspect, right? We know the Astros is a juggernaut. To get them minus 130, minus 140, the books are kind of telling you there's some vulnerability there, and I've certainly seen it all season long. Look, Verlander this year, 25th percentile in whiff percentage, 43rd percentile in barrel percentage, 35th percentile in hard hit percentage. So he's not getting the whiffs as much as he once was in his career. He's when he's getting hit, he's getting barreled up, and also coincides with getting barreled up. He's giving up those hard hit bases, which lead to those extra base hits, and that's what this Rangers team just absolutely has feasted on, especially in this postseason. Look, Rangers hitting 282 in the postseason and 298 versus righties in the postseason. The thing I love the most about this Texas lineup is the fact that they have so many good left-handed bats. Well, we know they certainly can pull some, right field home runs, the lefty-righty matchup. But they also are just so good at, not just going up there and giving an easy 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. I love the lefty stacks, that Texas has been going with in the postseason. And I think, guys like Evan Carter are definitely going to play a huge role in this one. I think Texas can certainly get to Verlander. Now the question is Can we get a good Montgomery start? I think so. 3.27 ERA and a 1.45 WHIP in the postseason. Now Montgomery had a shaky start in his last start at Baltimore. Baltimore saw him pretty well, and they've seen lefties pretty well most of the year. But I'm confident he dials it back in today. Montgomery faced the Astros back in June, went 6 2/3 innings pitched, only one earned run allowed. So kind of like Verlander, he's facing the whole. He had a good start versus them. Can he duplicate that? And I think if we look at the splits versus these Houston hitters, that's going to tell a lot. Altuve and Bregman both 3 for 13, hitting 231 versus him. Nothing crazy. Yordan Alvarez 1 for 3, 333. Obviously the menace that he is in the postseason. And you got Kyle Tucker 1 for 6, 167 against Montgomery. So the most important dissection looking into these splits to me isn't average. It's what when they do get hits, what are they? And all the hits that he's given up to all the Houston hitters, except for Maldonado and Jolks, have been just singles. He's been able to limit the damage to the non-extra base hit variety. And I'll tell you right now, Jolks will not be in the lineup. And Martin, if Maldonado gets a hit, because actually Maldonado has a crazy average versus him, and he's hit a couple home runs off Montgomery. If he's the one doing damage, well then I don't know anything, and I'll just tip my cap. That's all you can do. If he can get the heavy hitters out or just limit the hits to singles, we're going to stand a really good chance at cashing this one. Houston only hitting 261 in the postseason. Nothing crazy. Nothing like 300 or anything. I think Montgomery goes out and pitches pretty well in this one. Let's look at the bullpens last point of note. Texas, 2.16 ERA in the postseason. Houston, 3.6 ERA in the postseason. All these announcers want to do is talk about how bad the Rangers bullpen had been in the regular season. Well, guess what, guys? You can throw the regular season numbers out the window. They really don't mean anything in the postseason, as you saw with Atlanta Braves, right? What does regular season matter? It doesn't really matter, because if you're pitching well when it matters, this is a Rangers bullpen that I'm actually pretty much comfortable to back. They've earned my trust until I see otherwise. And I think all the value and all the signs are pointing to the Rangers definitely being able to steal game one. So that I'm riding with the Rangers in game one. But Austin, you got a long shot parlay for us. Where are you going?
Yeah, before I dive into the long shot, I do want to talk about this Rangers pick a little bit because I had my seal of approval. I like the Rangers team total over 3.5 too. You look at Verlander last year in the postseason, struggled to put together two good starts. I mean, I'm just looking at his ERAs or his earned runs on the screen. He went 6, then 1, 5, and then 1 earned run. So maybe he could get rocked. We've seen aces that, like older aces. We already saw Clayton Kershaw get rocked early in their division series. We could see a Verlander give up some good amount of runs here today. But as for my long shot, though, I'm going to go to this one. It's going to be 7 legs. It is. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. It was plus 1,000 odds. We put an odds boost, a boost on it to go up to plus 1,300. Depending on if you want to use that or not, up to you guys. It's just the long shot parlay. We got $10 on it to win. Well, now 130, payout 140. But I'm just going to dive into the legs real quick. Not going to spend, an hour on it. Jose Altuve, 1+ hits. And Kyle Tucker, 1+ hits. We've talked about Jose Altuve. He's just a postseason performer. He's always on base, and I expect Montgomery to throw some pitches to him. Logan talked about his splits. Doesn't have a lot of hits against him, but when they are hits, they're singles. If he's going to get some hits, hopefully they only are singles, so we have a better chance on the Rangers. And we've already talked about Kyle Tucker before. This is a guy that just is very good at putting the ball in play. One of the highest, not only slugging percentages, but just on-base percentage versus lefties. It's just a hard guy to strike out. I anticipate he puts it in play. He can get a hit. Now, the next guy is going to be on the Rangers. We like Corey Seager, 2+ bases, and Corey Seager, 1+ runs. Honestly, the only thing that could limit Seager could be them walking him, which probably would help him cash the 1+ runs, putting him on base. But, if he could hit a home run for us, that would kill 2 birds with 1 stone, would get us the 2 bases, would get us a run too. Corey Seager's just been different in the playoffs, and no reason to fade him here. Going up against Verlander, that righty on lefty matchup, I'm going to keep riding with him. And then the next ones are a couple of totals. The first one's going to be a first 5 alternate total under 7.5 runs. I think the first 5 regular totals 4.5. Well, I do expect some runs here in this game. I just would be surprised if there's 8 combined in the first 5 innings. Obviously, these offenses have the firepower to do it. I just don't think that will happen. And then the other last 2 legs will be both of the teams to score 3 runs. Obviously, the Astros are still a great offense. I don't think Logan anticipates them getting shut out at home. They're always capable of putting up 2-3 runs pretty easily. They could suck and still put up 3 runs. That's how good their offense is. And then the other one is the Rangers team total over 2.5. Obviously their regular line is 3.5. I think they could get some runs up on Verlander. Look, honestly, I think this for $10 to win over 130 or just a plus 1,000 or plus 1,300 payout, I think it's got a good chance. Look, I'm not saying it's an absolute lock, but I really like the odds on this one. I think it's got a chance. If we see a little bit of offense in this one, it's probably going to be from the guys we already talked about. So look, just throw a sprinkle on it. Just $10 if you want to put, if that's your unit size, put $1 on it to win 13, whatever you want to do. Just something else extra to sweat in this game the whole game long. But our regular pick we will track towards our record is Rangers money line. If you want to go check out some other videos, they are on the screen. Austin Logan signing out. We'll be back again tomorrow with some more picks for both ALDS. We'll have game 1 of that, or game 2, and then we'll have game 1 of the NLDS between the Diamondbacks and Phillies. We will see you guys then. It's Austin Logan signing out. Let's go 1-0. Let's cash this long shot parlay. We'll see you guys back in tomorrow with some more picks. Peace.